Good morning. Today is Saturday, July 14, 2012. I am speaking with Mr. Sanjeeb Chowdhury of Bangladesh. This interview is being conducted in New York City. Mr. Chowdhury, what's your desh?
Well, my home district is Chittagong.
Okay.
I born there
Okay.
in Chittagong town.
Okay.
In our childhood, it was known as town. Now it is a big city.
Big city. What area of the city? Your neighborhood? Name of the neighborhood? Name of the pada?
The total, you see.
Where your family lived. What was the name?
My family lived in Firingi Bazaar area. And a peculiar, you see, identity of our area was 1/3 of the population were Anglo-Indian Christians,
Okay.
and 1/3 was Hindu,
Okay.
and 1/3 was Muslim.
So it was a very mixed
Yes.
neighborhood. Very nice. Now, did your family live there for many years, or is that your ancestral village, ancestral home, or did you have ancestral village other than the Firingi Bazaar?
My ancestral village is Bashkhali.
Okay.
There we had a land property, a maximum paddy land, and we were, you see, used to manage our family expenditure with the production of rice and sell it.
How far is Bashkhali from Chittagong?
Around 40 miles.
40 miles? So how used to go there? Have you gone there?
Yes, I gone there at least 10 times.
Okay.
Previously, the waterway, inland waterway was the only, you see.
What river? Do you take the river? Or
Yes, from Karnofuli
okay.
to a small canal.
Okay.
I forgot the name of that canal.
Okay.
Then it again river Shankho, which is called Shangu River also.
Okay.
Then from Shankho or Shangu River, another small canal, which take us to Jalkadar Khal.
Okay, Jalkadar Khal.
And East Boroguna
Okay.
of Gondamara Union,
Okay.
our main paddy land.
Okay. So how long did you used to take if you went by boat?
24 hours.
All one day?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a long day. And what about today, these days?
Today you may go and come from Bashkhali within, you see, if you start morning to do any work in the Thana headquarters, you may finish it and may return same day within 2 p.m.
Oh, I see. Very nice. Very good road communication. Is it the same village where 11 Hindus were killed, burned to death?
Yes, it is the same Upajala, but not same village.
Oh, same Bashkhali Upajala. Oh, I see. Because a couple of years in 2000, some 3 or some 4, 11 Hindus were burned to death.
Yes.
Somebody set their home in fire.
And it is speculated that the cousin of, you see, MP Jafarullah Chowdhury, he was directly involved in this massacre. There is a speculation.
But he was not prosecuted though?
No.
Was anybody held responsible after this killing?
Yes, around 20 dacoits are held.
Thugs, basically.
Yes, thugs.
Killers.
Yes.
But they were trial.
The trial is still continuing.
Oh, still continuing. My gosh. Now, do you know how long your family lived in Bashkhali, in your village? Jol, I forget the name of the village.
Boroguna, Joldi, Napora. You see, it is an interesting history.
Okay.
Our family was previously resided in Nadia district and Krishnanagar area of Nadia district. when Shah Shuja was defeated by Mir Jumula,
Okay.
the you see army chief of Aurangzeb,
What year was that? 1500s?
Mughal era,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
at the time of Aurangzeb,
Okay.
when the army of Aurangzeb, led by Mir Jumula, defeated Shah Shuja, then Shah Shuja retreated with his followers towards Chittagong.
Oh, okay.
And many Hindus and Muslims were with
Oh,
him.
they came. So it's a couple
They
of
came.
100 years.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We may say that 300 to 400 years.
So it's a long time. Probably it was no man's land before, because it was in the forested sort of thing. Now, now let me come back to your Firingi Bajar. When you grew up, was it your own home or you rented home?
No, it was our own home, built by my grandfather at the time of First World War or before First World
So
War.
how was the home like? Is it a brick home or wooden home or a concrete home, mud home? How was
All right. The area was, you may say, 1/3 of an acre, and it was a two-storied building,
Okay.
palatial building.
Right.
In front of our building,
Okay.
there was a beautiful garden.
Okay.
Not very, you see, well-managed garden. It was like a natural garden.
Yeah.
And there are, you see, trees of flower.
flowering.
Again, trees of, you see, fruits.
Fruits, yes. Mango,
Mangoes,
jackfruit,
jackfruit, guava.
guava, or rose, or poddo,
Yes,
called poddo,
yes.
all of these
Yes.
things.
Beside at the back of our building, there was a, you see,
Pond?
a terrace.
Oh, terrace, okay.
We call it in Bengali utan.
Utan, yes. Yeah.
Then after that utan,
Yeah.
there was another, you see, semi-pakka house.
Okay.
It was our, you see, kitchen,
Okay.
and another part was for our dining,
Okay.
and another part was for our storeroom.
Is it, what happened? Is it still somebody lives there?
No.
What happened?
What happened, you see, gradually, our land property in Bashkali was declared enemy property.
How could
It is peculiar that our main property in town is not enemy property, but our petty lands are declared enemy property.
Really, it's one. Yeah, it's one of the atrocious things that how you're living here. How could you be the enemy?
No, this is a peculiar thing. I don't know. Do you know it or not? At the time of Ziaur Rahman, one Mr. Keramat Ali was, you see, Secretary of Land Affairs, Land Management Affairs. He managed to convince Ziaur Rahman that for many mistakes, many land property which genuinely should be declared as enemy property did not happen so in the year 1965. So we should select that property, detect that property, and we should enlist those properties also as enemy property.
But enemy property-
It was, I think, in the year 1976 or 77, and government issued a circular. Hindus, you see, colloquially used to tell it that circular of Keramat Ali.
Okay.
And under this circular, there was a, you see, massive action to grab Hindus' property as an enemy property. And this time, so much property were declared enemy property, which were much larger than which was confiscated in the year 1965.
Oh my gosh. Now, but coming back to your home, anybody lives there anymore? In the home in Firingi Bajar?
No, Firingi Bajar, after death of my father, due to financial poverty, we are two brothers. We sold our property, and we now stay in two separate rental house. My elder brother lives in Chittagong. I live in Dhaka.
Oh, I see.
You may say, why you sold your property? There are two reasons. When our, you see, paddy land properties were confiscated as enemy properties, our Muslim cultivators, they revolted and they started not to pay a single farding for to us. So our main financial income stopped. My father was, you see, trying hectically to clear our land property as we get it back. And he used to sell one portion of our property in Chittagong town, and with that money he tried to influence or bribe people. And in this process, in his living time, approximately half of our land property was sold. Sold. And the remaining, we two brothers sold later. And about our land property, main property in Purbo Borogona, Bashkali, two groups emerged among the Muslims. They fought each other. They are still fighting each other. There were 5 killing. And the money they spent to, you see, destroy another group, they could buy our property with a, you see, reasonable price.
Really? So sorry.
We do not go to that area due to fear.
Okay, then you may be harmed.
Yes.
I see. When you grew up, I'm sorry, what's your parents' name?
My father's name is Sushil Das Chowdhury. My mother's name Lila Rani Chowdhury. My father died in the year 1992, the very day when Babri Mosque was destroyed.
And what about your mother?
My mother is still alive. She stays with me or my elder brother. Our relationship is good.
Very good.
My late grandfather was a famous person. His name, late Girish Chandra Chowdhury. He worked in Chittagong Port Trust. At that time it was called as Chittagong Port Commissioner. He promoted to the highest post reserved for natives. He retired as Chief Accountant and Office Superintendent of Chittagong Port Commissioner. He got OBE, Order of British Empire, for helping the British India government in recruitment of army at the age of, or in the time of First World War.
I see. Now, what school did you go to? What did school?
I studied in Jamshen School, high school. You see, behind my house.
Oh, I see. And college?
In college, I was in City College.
City College in Chittagong?
Chittagong.
Actually, my Bodhi's father taught there way before partition.
Oh, I see.
The principal there. Way back.
Principal.
But anyway, we'll.
Jogesh Singh?
No, Guha Thakurta. So now, when you grew up, how was the life like for a minority person like you?
You see, when I grew up, then the euphoria of Pakistan was over. Then some sorts of calm atmosphere was prevailing in Chittagong. There were very cordial relationship, especially in our area, our portion of the city. the Christians, they were mostly Anglo-Indian. They used to talk in English. So we have a distance from them. But we, the Hindus and Muslims, we are very cordial. And Hindus, we are a prosperous community. And Muslims, we are about a bit poorer and uneducated.
Okay. So do you know any, and you're talking about partition in 47 now.
Yeah.
So life was normal. Was there any violence? Was there any incident in your area you know of?
And in the year of 1964, the December 64 and January 65, there was devastating anti-Hindu riot throughout the then East Pakistan.
Riot means pogrom, one-sided.
One-sided.
I mean, Hindus didn't kill anyone.
No. But Chittagong was, you see, calm and quiet also at that time due to the ferocious Muslim League leader Fazlul Qadir Chowdhury. He was then Speaker of Undivided Pakistan National Assembly. For unknown reason, he ordered his, you see, hooligans that do not make any harm to Hindus, rather you protect them.
Okay. But you just mentioned that there were tremendous massacre. Where was that massacre?
There was tremendous massacre in the year 1971.
No, what about 65? You just mentioned 65, 64.
Yes, 64 massacre.
Have you seen for yourself?
No, I was in Chittagong.
Yeah.
But I read in newspapers, especially in Dhaka, Khulna, there was, you see, bloodshed, you may say.
Yeah. What about in 71?
In the year 1971, the situation is, you see, rather unpredictable. We now used to say that our glorious liberation war. But if you go into pathological analysis, this liberation war was not so glorious as we claim. The Hindus were, you see, most seriously affected in that war.
Were you affected? Your family?
From 1 or 2 weeks, there was one sort of unity among the people. But I saw the same people who, you see, shouting, "Sob kothar shesh kotha Bangladesher Shadinota." The last word is the independence of Bangladesh. And they were attacking the non-Bengali people and grabbing their, you see, properties. And, you see, and in some cases, they killed them, they raped their women. The same people, when Pakistan Army took control of Chittagong city, they changed their slogan, Pakistan Jindabad, Qaid-e-Azam Jindabad, and they started to harass, to kill, to loot the Hindus.
Really, you saw it for yourself?
Yes. I saw in my own eyes that when I taking my life risks from, I fled with my family to our village, then my father arranged that at least we two brothers should save, and I came to Chittagong town to go to India through Sabrum of Tripura. Then I went outside the road. For what reason I do not remember. I saw in my own head, in my own eyes, that one Pakistani militia, I think, tall figure, he took one young boy and he simply, you see, separated his 2 legs into 2 parts, and this boy died in front of me.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yes. So how did you flee? How did you escape? Did you go by foot?
No, from Chittagong, we came to, from village we came to Chittagong. Then my father managed with a dalal,
middleman,
we went to Chittagong railway station with, you see, lungi and one tupi.
Muslim hat.
Yes, Muslim hat. Then the train was moving to, you see, some part at the last part of Chittagong district. There we came down, and this middleman handed over us to another middleman, and he took us to the Indian territory.
How much you paid? Did you have to pay?
Yes, yes, yes. I think at that time, for both of us, we paid 2,000.
Okay, that's a lot of money. The middleman was Hindu or Muslim?
Yeah, Muslim.
Muslim. Was there any other, you were mentioning that in 65, that all Hindus were arrested. In your area also, your family members were arrested also?
No, my family members were not arrested, but some politicians who were inactive at that time, but once upon a time there was Congressy. I did not remember whether Binod Bihari Chowdhury was arrested or not, but you see, one Mr. Sarkar, Jotin Rakshit was arrested, and then one communist leader, Punnendu Kanungu, was arrested.
You're telling about Nelly Sen Gupta, who led a delegation, right?
Nelly Sen Gupta at that time was in Calcutta.
No, what the story of Nelly Sen Gupta, was it in 64, 65 or earlier?
Oh, that story was in the year 1952.
52, during language movement.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tell us the story.
Yes, sir. That day, 21st February 1952, when shooting took place and some people died, then the members of the Pakistan National Congress, that party was the only opposition party at that time. They walked out from the assembly and they went to the spot, and spontaneously there was a meeting, protest meeting.
Okay.
And Nelly Sen Gupta presided over that meeting.
Yeah. Nelly Sen Gupta was a white lady.
Prominent Congress leader. She is a wife of Deshapriya Jatindra Mohan Sen Gupta.
And Nelly Sen Gupta probably was one time president of Congress.
All India Congress Committee, yes.
Yeah, she was president one time. Now, what happened in 71? Was there anybody killed or anybody, injured, any suffered in 71? You fled to India, you and your brother.
Before we fled to India, we fled to our village. One Chitto, he was our poor relative, distant relative.
He's a Hindu.
Hindu, Chitto. He volunteered that, all right, I am going to Chittagong town to protect your properties. And he went to our house, and he was, at that time my grandmother and my mother was also in that house. They refused to go. One time, some local Muslims and 2 or 3 military came to our house. They have beaten my grandmother.
Really?
And at that time, in our house, there was sanitary latrine, and there was one, we call it kacha paikhana. That is
toilet.
Toilet.
Pit toilet.
Yes,
we call pit toilet.
Yes. And my mother is, you see, will of God, she rushed to the hole of that toilet and she escaped. And they took Chitto with them, and we did never got him back.
Oh my gosh. Anybody you know besides him? Is there any other people you know who had suffered?
Yes. Many of our friends, many of our known persons were killed. And
Muslims and Hindus?
Yes, both.
Okay.
The difference is when they killed Muslims, in many occasions, they wanted to identify him whether he is a pro-Pakistani or anti-Pakistani.
Yeah,
but in the case of Hindus, there was no this such of
so it's anybody.
anybody. He
was
is
a target.
Hindu, so he is a target.
I see. Let me ask, so you were growing up, did you ever feel discriminated as a minority Hindu?
Yes, for many time I felt. But what is the interesting thing, you see, was controlling my emotion, that in my childhood I found that my grandfather Girish Chandra Chowdhury is a renowned person, and anything important there was happening in Chittagong. My grandfather and few other prominent Hindus like Suresh Banerjee, Munindrath Sarkar, and civil surgeon Dr. K.C. Gupta, they were consulted as the prominent personality of Chittagong town. But gradually their influence came down,
Yes.
and unknown Muslims becoming
They were
in the
marginalized.
forefront. Yeah.
Now, have you been to India?
Yes.
Anytime? Now, and West Bengal?
For the first time, I went to West Bengal in the year 1971.
Indian independence. Now, in West Bengal, Muslims are minority,
Yeah.
Hindus are majority. In Bangladesh, Muslims are majority, Hindus are minority. Have you ever thought why in West Bengal minority Muslims have been able to live, but in Bangladesh minority Hindus have been fleeing
All
to
right.
West Bengal?
In the year 1971,
No, I'm talking about throughout.
all right,
47.
what
That from one side one minority is fleeing, but the other side the minority is not fleeing.
all right, since 1965, there was a minority fleeing from West Bengal and coming to the then East Pakistan. This current was also prevailing since 1965. When in the year 1966, Sheikh Mujib started his, movement for greater autonomy for East Pakistan, then Muslims of India did not like it. So they were rather afraid that their beloved Pakistan is going to be jeopardized. So they are coming to Pakistan rather stopped.
Okay. I'm almost very close to that. Have you ever thought because of partition of Bengal, has anybody benefited? Did anybody benefit, whether in East Bengal or West Bengal, Muslims or Hindus, middle class or poor? Has anybody benefited because of partition of Bengal?
You see, it is a complicated question, but as I am a frequent visitor to India, and I am, as a journalist, I am to negotiate many Muslims here in Bangladesh, I found a peculiar change in psychological, direction. Very few, but Muslims of Bangladesh, especially elderly person, they are thinking and talking that it was a mistake in the year 1946. 47, we should to be united. And again in India, very few, but I found it in the psychology of especially middle class Hindus that partition of 47 was a blessing for us, because with all the Muslims of the subcontinent, India could become a dustbin and regular quarrel killing, etc., etc.
Okay.
And I did not find any person who is benefited.
Okay.
Maybe there is some person, but I did not find that.
Now, so in your opinion, can Hindus and Muslims live peacefully with full dignity, equal rights?
You see, it is difficult to answer because in there you see holy books. Muslim taught from their childhood that they are the only blessed people in the earth, blessed by Allah. The others are destined to go to hell. So with this psychology, it is difficult for them to reform that mindset.
Okay, but we need to do that.
Yes.
Now, I'm almost to the end.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say that I have not asked? Is there anything else that comes to your mind?
Yes, one thing is there are some people which we call anti-liberation force.
Right, the independence force.
They used to say that the 3 million people did not die in the year of 1971. It will be hardly 300,000 to 400,000.
Okay.
We straightforward way tell them that you count 400,000 plus 2,600,000 Hindus, then your equation will be all right.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.